Butoh is a form of avant-garde dance that originated in Japan in the 1960s, and is known for its slow, controlled movements and dark themes. The movement has gained a global following and has influenced many other forms of dance and performance art. Another important development in Japanese literature during the 20th century was the emergence of feminist voices. Female authors such as Fumiko Enchi and Yoko Ogawa wrote about the experiences of women in Japanese society, challenging traditional gender roles and societal expectations. Their works, such as Enchi's The Waiting Years and Ogawa's The Housekeeper and the Professor, explored the complexities of relationships and the struggles of women to find their place in society. The emergence of feminist voices in Japanese literature helped to create a new dialogue around gender and equality, and paved the way for future generations of female authors. The 20th century also saw significant innovation in the field of manga, or Japanese comics. Manga became a popular form of entertainment in Japan and gained a global audience, with works such as Osamu Tezuka's Astro Boy and Akira Toriyama's Dragon Ball becoming cultural phenomena. Manga also became a popular source material for anime, or Japanese animation, with works such as Sailor Moon and Attack on Titan gaining international popularity. Moreover, the 20th century saw a shift towards more diverse voices in Japanese literature, with authors of different ethnicities and backgrounds emerging. For example, Korean-Japanese author Yi Young-ji wrote about the experiences of Korean-Japanese residents, while Ainu author Yuko Kondo wrote about the experiences of the Ainu people, an indigenous group in Japan. These authors helped to challenge traditional Japanese notions of identity and create a more inclusive literary landscape. Finally, the 20th century also saw significant developments in the publishing industry, with the emergence of new forms of media such as light novels and web novels. Light novels are a type of young adult fiction that originated in Japan and often feature illustrations and character designs. Web novels are novels that are published online and often feature a serial format, with new chapters released regularly. These new forms of media have helped to democratize the publishing industry and create new opportunities for aspiring authors. Another important development in Japanese literature during the 20th century was the emergence of postmodernist voices. Authors such as Haruki Murakami and Ryu Murakami experimented with narrative structure, blurring the line between reality and fiction, and exploring themes of alienation and identity. Their works, such as Haruki Murakami's A Wild Sheep Chase and Ryu Murakami's In the Miso Soup, challenged traditional literary conventions and helped to create a new literary landscape in Japan. In addition to postmodernism, the 20th century also saw the emergence of new literary movements such as I-novel and Baraku literature. I-novel was a literary movement that emerged in the early 20th century and focused on the individual experiences and internal struggles of characters. Baraku literature, on the other hand, emerged in the 1960s and focused on the experiences of the Barakuman, a social minority group in Japan. The 20th century also saw significant developments in Japanese poetry, with the emergence of new forms such as haiku and tanka. Haiku is a form of poetry that originated in Japan and is characterized by its three-line structure and focus on nature and the seasons. Tanka is a form of poetry that is similar to haiku but is slightly longer, with a five-line structure. Both haiku and tanka have gained popularity in Japan and have influenced poetry around the world. Moreover, the 20th century saw significant developments in Japanese theater, with the emergence of new forms such as shingeki and butoh. Shingeki, or new drama, emerged in the early 20th century and was characterized by its focus on realistic dialogue and psychological realism.